Good morning, Facebook. Hello, Facebook. How's everybody doing? Marcus here. It is December 11th, right? December 11th, yep. Friday morning, going into the weekend here. Supposed to be a more milder weekend. Supposed to be up in the mid-50s tomorrow. Super excited about that. I'm not sure if it's supposed to be sunny out or not. That's part of my Facebook today is the sun. Partly cloudy. We got some sun today until 9 a.m. So wanted to, if you're dropping in live to watch us, just drop a comment, hashtag live. If it's on the replay, hashtag replay. Position there, we have a better background, more lighter back there. Excellent. Just drop a comment, hashtag live. If you're watching live, or on the replay. If you're on YouTube, drop a comment. That's always a replay on YouTube. We don't do any live streaming yet to YouTube. We have done a few times, but not on a regular basis. So good morning, everybody tuning in. Let's see. A couple of things I want to make announcements on, and some thank yous, and I want to talk about something super simple to keep healthy. As the winter approaches, as the winter is here, people are concerned about their health, about the flu, about COVID. And this time of the year anyway, even in a non-COVID year, is the time for flu season. So I want to address that just a touch, and something you can do to stay healthy. All right, so I'll talk about that as when I wrap up some other stuff here, so stay tuned. All right, so Christmas Day Soup Kitchen is definitely on. People have asked us if we're still doing it this year. We're still doing it. We can't take as many volunteers, so we have to do more work ourselves and have our staff do more work, and our staff is volunteering a certain amount of time. But we're probably going to have to pay a little bit too to get some work done. That's for safety measures. If you're ever here on Christmas Day on our soup kitchen, providing 550 free meals on Christmas Day means this restaurant here is packed with volunteers, and there's literally like 40 volunteers here at a time. So we want to avoid all that close contact. So we are scaling that way down, which means it's a lot more work for Jamie and I and our staff, but it's well worth it because Christmas Day is very much needed in our community. The free meals that we provide. Again, we've been doing that since 2003. It's no questions asked. If you want to get a meal, you call Family of Ellenville. Don't call for somebody else. Do not call for somebody else unless they specifically know, because they will get a call the day before and saying, we're confirming that you're going to be home tomorrow at 3 o'clock on Christmas Day. So you drop your meal off, and they'll say, what do you mean? What are you talking about? I never ordered a meal. It's a little frustrating for both sides. So please make sure if you're signing anybody up for a meal, they know and they understand they have to be home to accept this meal, or we can leave it there. But we have to be able to confirm with them that they're getting something. So you can call Family of Ellenville. I think it's 2443, the number. I'm not 100% sure. I can look that up really quick. Let's see, computer, Family of Ellenville. 647. All right, the Family of Ellenville, 2443, 647-2443. So call them, you get on the list, and that's the story with that. So we need donations this year. Monetary donations are the most important thing. They're gonna help us pull this off. When you come into the restaurant, you could drop some cash into our jar here, Christmas Day Soup Kitchen. Same jar you've had up there for years. So anything from $5 or more makes a big difference, because $5 is what it costs for us to pull off a meal. Good morning to everybody tuning in. Good morning, Tina. Good morning, Albie, Robin, Al. Good morning, Daniel, Wanda. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, Dave. Dave just logged in. Good morning, Dave. So from the looks of it, if anything is, if we're going to follow suit with anybody else, looks like we will only be open for takeout only. If the state comes in and almost says we cannot be open the restaurant anymore. Right now we're at 50% capacity. It's not much. I have 7 tables here. It's not enough to pay the bills and pay the staff 7 tables, which is why we're pushing takeout in our groceries. We just had 7 tables. That equation doesn't work. So we have to be very, very creative, and we have to be very aggressive, and we've just got to be able to keep selling things. That's why behind you there is all of our booze. You can come in and buy alcohol, wine, and beer, and spirits. And the other side over here is all of our food. And you can buy grass-fed steaks to go. You can buy wild salmon. You can buy pizza right from Naples, Italy, hand stretched by master pizzaiolos with the good flour, the good cheese, wood-fired, amazing pizza. You take that home, you thaw it, and you pop it in your oven, and you'll have the best pizza you probably ever had. I mean, this stuff is imported from Italy. We just got yesterday H&H Bagels in. H&H Bagels, a famous bagel bakery in New York City. We have them now. They come frozen in half dozen sleeves, and we sold a lot of them yesterday already. We have everything in stock. The plane will be coming in. If we need to bring in more flavors, we will, like cinnamon raisin or whole wheat. But for the time being, it's going to be a plain and an everything. Very, very, very successful first day of the launch yesterday on H&H Bagels. That is a famous bagel place in Manhattan. So good morning, everybody who's tuning in. Dan, Daniel, good morning to everybody. Anthony, hi, Talia. So very, very great launch with that. So we're going to keep selling groceries as much as we can, because that's the key to a lot of our success here, is keeping the grocery sales up and being able to provide you with food, even though they're not able to sit in the dining room. So I guess just a side note, if you are getting takeout in any restaurant, we understand that it's not full service, that you're not sitting down, you're not getting your table bussed and cleared and water poured. So a lot of people this day and age is an average of 20% gratuity. If you are getting takeout, even if you tip half of that, even a couple of dollars, it makes a huge difference. The wait staff that is working at any restaurant right now is still getting paid they're under $8 an hour. They're not getting paid a full minimum wage. They rely upon tips to make that happen. By law, if my staff doesn't meet the gap, so they get a tip credit. So if they don't meet that gap, so for example, $7.85 is the going rate right now, I think, right? Something like that, Jamie. $7.85. I don't do payroll, but it's Jamie does all that. So it's like let's say it's $7.85. Minimum pay, what's minimum wage, Jamie? Like $12 an hour, $11.40, $11.70. So if they don't make a minimum of that $11.70 or $11.40 an hour, I, the employer, have to fill in their wages. So I have to then pay them that extra $4 an hour or $3 an hour, whatever the gap is, or it could be $2 an hour. They're shy. So if they don't make that, that's what happens. So if you're working in the industry, that's the law. If you have any kids that are working in the industry, sometimes restaurants like to exploit that and take advantage of that, but that is a law. So they need to get paid at least $7.85 an hour. If they don't hit minimum wage with their tips, the employer has to cover that. So that being said, if you're going out to eat anywhere and getting takeout, $1 makes a huge difference to tip the wait staff, the bartender when you pick up your food, whoever you're getting your food from.
They're still packing your meal.
Because they're still packing your meal, they're still running it out to your car, they're still getting it set up, they're still taking your money. And in a situation like this, where we're still allowed to have indoor dining, if I have 4 or 5 tables, I have to run a limited staff because, of course, I can't exceed payroll. That person who's taking care of the guests there at that table are now distracted by doing 3 or 4 or 5 takeouts, and they're trying to wait on that table, which means their service
and answering the phones.
And then they're answering the phones. That means their service is lacking.
They're asking questions.
Yeah. The phone is asking questions. They're making less money, and then it's frustrating for everybody. And then all of a sudden they're like, well, it's not worth me to work, and I want to go on unemployment. So put me on unemployment because I'd rather stay home and make money for doing nothing. But all of our staff is really eager to work, and they're very appreciative of their work, and they have thanked Jamie and I for all of our great promotions. This has been a busy week for us because of our ribeye promotion, our $9.99 ribeye promotion. And next week we're going to do something just as equally impressive. And so our staff is thanking us for keeping busy. Unfortunately, the tips are way, way down because a lot of it is to go. So when they, at the end of the night, after they work that hard, they're making less than half of what they used to before. So this is a caution. Wherever you go, whatever restaurant you go to, $1, $2 tip goes a long way on your takeout. They're very, very appreciative for that. It's just not here, but anywhere else. Let's see. Wine dinner on Monday. If we're not shut down by Monday, wine dinner here in-house. We'll see what happens as the weekend progresses.
If we have to switch it to takeout, we can.
We can do, yeah. One of our upcoming wine dinners, we're going to plan to do a virtual and in-house. We realize some people don't have adequate internet at their house. When we first did back when we were closed, our dining room was closed, we were doing virtual wine dinners, and some of you don't have adequate internet to stream a Zoom or stream a Skype, a video to participate. So if it does go, we are planning in the future so you can take the stuff home and do it, or you can sit here and do your wine dinner at your own table, just a way to expand that. Let's see, so that's a wine dinner on Monday. It's $25. It's 4 wines, New World wines, 4 wines, and a dish for $25. It's a really, really good deal. It's a bargain. Let's see. And now on to something simple that you can do for your health. Something super, super simple. So a lot of people associate the winter with the flu and people being sick, and of course that is very, very true. But a lot of people associate the cold weather with why this is. Cold weather's coming, it weakens our immune system, we're prone to more things. And it's actually not the cold weather that weakens your immune system. Actually, cold weather actually puts your immune system, I don't want to say in overdrive, but it makes it actually builds your immune system, the cold weather, because your immune system is more on top of it and more active. So that actually is a good thing for your immune system, the cold weather. The one thing that we're lacking when the cold weather comes is the sunlight. Vitamin D is a game changer when it comes to immune system and building your immune system. Vitamin D is a game changer. Vitamin D is a magical thing. It comes from the sun. A simple, 20, 30-minute exposure out in the sun can get you 10, 20, even 30,000 international units, depending upon what part of the world you're in and absorbing. Now, everybody's different. The lighter the skin you have, the more you're going to absorb the vitamin D. The darker your complexion, the harder it is to absorb vitamin D. All right, so if it's in the wintertime, you have a darker complexion, you're in New York, you would probably need to supplement more than somebody who, if you're out in the sun, or if you're not out in the sun, supplement somebody more than that doesn't have. Now, I'm not a doctor. I do an extensive amount of listening to other doctors and what they're talking about. These are not doctors. Some of these doctors are mainstream. Some of these doctors are very cutting edge and holistic. The medical doctors, people with PhDs, people that have healing centers, people that do studies. At minimum a week, I probably listen to 5 hours of alternative health, just because I want to make sure I'm up on things and being reminded and surrounding myself with positive things and being able to keep healthy. So about 5 hours a week, I spend at least the minimum of listening to high quality podcasts, listening to studies, and that's not like I did the potato thing the other day, because it was on the podcast I was listening to about potato puree being very, very good for you if you're an endurance athlete, far better than any of those gels. Imagine if we were giving kids real potato puree instead of Gatorade and junk food when they're out there doing their little league and out there doing all that kind of stuff. All that sugar and stuff that's in it. This will be a total game changer. Just simple potatoes are a far better option than gels. So the energy gels, and that was something I did the other day from Scientific Daily. So I'm always out there researching, looking at stuff on alternative health, on nutrition, things like that. So vitamin D, simple vitamin D can really, really change. This is 7,000 international units. I'm not going to tell you what things, I can't really tell you that kind of advice. I'm just telling you what I know about vitamin D. You'd have to go to your own healthcare professional who supports supplementation. A lot of doctors do not support supplementation to the fullest. A lot of medical doctors, they're not taught that. That's not in their regime. They're taught more of how to administer drugs, things like that, acute treatment. The United States has some of the very best in the world when it comes to acute treatment. Like you need surgery, you break your arm, you need something like that. You're in a car accident. We have amazing medical care when it comes to that. On the other end of the side, when it comes to degenerative diseases and true health, we're probably one of the worst. It's just how it's just how the system works and how doctors are taught. So you need to go and look more than your medical doctor a lot of times to find out, like, well, what is my vitamin D, or what should I be taking? So what I do is I go get a standard blood test. My medical doctor reads the blood test, gives me his recommendations, and then I take this to somebody else who really, really understands the blood, and I go by their recommendations, which a lot of times it's along the lines of my medical doctor, but it's much more intense. So if he's saying, okay, your vitamin D is low, your doctor told you to take 5,000 international units, I'm telling you to take 30,000 international units. This is what you really need to be healthy. This is what you really need to make that up. So that's how I approach my own health. Is I always get two opinions, typically, and I want to understand how my body's working. So I typically don't take the first diagnosis that I get. I always want to hear from two different people on both different sides, and then make my own educated decision based upon that. So they're very easy to find good alternative holistic nutritionists. I'm a big fan of kinesiology, huge fan of kinesiology to diagnose things in your body, your muscles. It's hard for your muscles to lie. But this really isn't a medical post this morning. It's just something simple like, hey, vitamin D. Vitamin D is one of those things that it's really common knowledge that, vitamin C, vitamin D, sunlight, water, these are all things we've been taught our whole life that make us healthy. So this video is really just about a quick reminder saying, hey, don't forget vitamin D. It can be a game changer in your health. It's not really the cold that gets you sick, it's the lack of sunlight, the lack of vitamin D in your body that weakens your immune system. And even this time of year in the wintertime, you can still go out and get good vitamin D. You can sit in a sunroom, roll your sleeves up, have shorts on, get some exposure for 10, 20, 30 minutes. It's all great. If you're out skiing is a great way. The sun just reflects off that white snow, and a lot of people come back. You can tell people like in January, like, okay, you must have been skiing because you had sunglasses on, and you can see where your goggles were and your face is all red. So on warmer days in the wintertime, you'll get out and roll your sleeves up and get some vitamin D. And that's about it. Did I miss anything, Jamie?
Just our specials.
Just specials? Okay, yeah, so we're running the $9.99 ribeye special, the takeout special, until Sunday. We're working on next week's specials already. Got some great specials coming next week. We have our beef teriyaki special this week, $9.99. And both of those specials are going very, very, very well. Call your order in ahead of time.
You don't have to wait until 5 o'clock.
You don't have to wait till 5 o'clock to call. We're here all day. You literally after I hang up on this Facebook Live, you can call and place an order. I would like to say 10, 11 o'clock every day, but you can literally call right away and do that. Next is when you call, like if you call tonight at 5:30 and say, hey, I want to do the ribeye steak special, we're probably going to tell you it's an hour and a half wait, just because we're busy. And same thing with guests coming in last night. We had 2, 3 tables in, and we explained to each table that, hey, you might look like we're slow here, but we're actually very busy. And you'll see a lot of people walking in and out, and us walking out with to-go orders. You'll see the bar getting lined up with to-go orders. The kitchen is very busy tonight, even though the dining room is very slow. So just be patient with that as well. So if you call at 5:30 and think, well, why does it take an hour and a half to cook a steak? It doesn't take an hour and a half to cook a steak. It takes an hour and a half to get through all the other tickets so we can cook your steak. That's the reality of it. So that's it, folks. Have an amazing day, an amazing weekend. Take advantage of the warmer, milder weather tomorrow, up in the mid-50s, and it's going to be up in the high 40s today. I'll go out for my run in a bit here. Jamie's catering a party tonight. We're dropping food off in Saugerties.
Going on a hike.
Jamie's going on a hike in a bit. We do deliver. So if you have a party, holiday party, you want to do a company party, and you want, 10 pounds of smoked brisket and some potato salad and some salmon and some whatever, some mac and cheese, some smoked wings, we can make all of that happen. Jamie's actually going all the way to Saugerties tonight to drop off food for a party, so we can make that happen. We can do easily, simply do drop-offs, very, very simple for that. And that's it, folks. Have an amazing day. We'll talk to you later. And Jamie, you probably will miss your Facebook Live today because you'll be on the road.
I don't think I'm going to leave till about 4:30, so I'm going to try to do it.
Try to do it before you leave.
Yeah.
All right, great. All right, folks, have a great day. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. I appreciate the support. We really appreciate your business.